Hello classmates, welcome to my video on unhealthy addiction to social media. First, what is a social media addiction and what does it look like? Per the APA Dictionary of Psychology, addiction is defined as a state of psychological and/or physical dependence on the use of drugs or other substances, such as alcohol, or on activities or behaviors. Do you or someone you know have a compulsion to check social media outlets? Do you spend a great deal of time each day on social media pages for long periods of time? Spending less time doing activities outside of your phone or other offline activities in general, such as exercise, meeting with your friends, or other social engagements or outings. You may see a change in moods, especially when not looking at social media. For instance, you may feel anxiousness, anger, depressed moods, or an intense fear of missing out, or FOMO. Adults may begin to have poor work performance, changes in relationship patterns, low quality of sleep. Adolescents might start showing poor academic performance in school. They also might have a low quality of sleep. They may develop social anxiety or have conflict issues with their peers. Both adults and adolescents can also experience withdrawal symptoms when experiencing social media addiction. Let's take a deeper look at the negative effects of social media addiction. You or someone you know may experience low self-esteem, comparing yourself to others, an increase in isolation and loneliness, the reduced ability to empathize with others. You may experience exposure to negative people, trolls, and/or bullies. An increased chance to develop anxieties and/or depression. Decreased physical activity, which may affect your overall health. Developing more extreme views because of one-sided customized content. You also may ignore the real relationships in your life. Let's look at some highlighted points of how this behavior can affect your romantic relationships. You may overall have a sense of distraction. You may begin to simply ignore your partner's needs or wants, and you may overall just check out from these relationships. Look into partner phubbing. There may be a perpetuation or development of jealousy. You may start to begin to have unsustainable expectations. Think of Keeping Up with the Joneses. You may have an increased isolation from those around you. You may begin to spend less time with the people you care about. Also, you may have decreased intimacy. A 2018 study revealed that social media played a part in couples feeling less romantic with their partner. Increased conflict, such as more disagreements, feeling less attractive, and feeling like your partner doesn't do enough, may also be things that you experience in a relationship due to social media. You may also have a difficulty in resisting temptation or privacy intrusion. Social media addiction can also harm your friendships and family dynamics. Listed are some key points to these issues. You lose connection. You begin to slow down or stop face-to-face interactions with one another. It can increase feeling of envy, inadequacy through social comparison amongst your friends. You also might be violating their privacy or them violating yours. It also encourages superficial relationships to people who you've never met and that are only online. It has a strong increase in jealousy amongst friends. Think of how many times you've looked at pictures to see how many times they've been liked versus yours. You might start to miss important obligations, dates, or events. Within family dynamics, there's also negative consequences, such as parenting. You may spend less time with your children. You may miss their milestones. You're completely absent for family dinners. It can also be a safety factor. Think of how you're modeling your use of technology to your children. Now that we've discussed what social media addiction is and how it affects your life and how to spot it, let's talk about the important role of positive relationships within your life. Sociologist Emil Durkheim argued that being socially connected is imperative to achieving well being. In fact, he argued that a person who does not have close relationships is likely a person who is at risk for suicide. That is very alarming. Other psychological disorders may develop due to isolation and disconnect from people. We are born social creatures. We strive for a sense of belonging and having purpose and helping create our identities. Being social gives us purpose. Relationships are needed for survival and well being. Relationships can be defined as a basic need, like food or water. Research has found that strong friendships help protect our physical and mental health during trying times. Think of all the times that you've been struggling in your life. Isn't it important, and didn't you need those people that you leaned on? Relationships are also compared to the key of happiness. Positive relationships bring us better health for a longer life, increased resilience to stress, and improved immune systems. It overall contributes to our happiness and well being. We experience and exhibit more healthier behaviors, such as more physical activity. We put ourselves in positive self regard, and we have an overall satisfaction for life. If you or someone you know is suffering from social media addiction, have no fear. Here are some helpful strategies to put those phones down. Start to limit the amount of apps that you have and use on your phone. Permanently delete the ones that you overuse. Exercise, finding new hobbies, maintaining your commitments to others, seeing your friends in person, or volunteer. Getting a pet is also a great tool to aid you in beating this addiction. I think pet owners all know once you have a pet, it is now their life. Turn off those notifications. Make your bedroom and dinner table and relationship time a phone-free zone. Set your boundaries and time limits for social media use and stick to it. Monitor your time. And once you've used it, you're done for the day. Take a moment to view these pictures within this collage. What pictures do the people look the most happy? Which pictures do they seem disengaged, stressed, or unhappy? What do you look like if someone takes a picture of you throughout the day? Are you consistently on your phone, or are you out living life? In conclusion, with the 2014 statistics showing that over 5.17 billion people use social media, or 63.7% of our global population is using social media up to 2 hours and 30 minutes a day, you or someone you know will likely be affected by social media addiction. I personally, while not addictive, have seen the negative repercussions of using it too much. My relationship has suffered at times due to being zoned out or giving attention where it is not deserved. My husband and I both have had to have conversations with one another when we are feeling unseen or unheard because one of us is using our phone too much. I've seen how the overuse of social media and technology in general disrupts our children's learning in the future. I witness this on a daily basis. How often, when you're out in public at functions, do you see families where one or both adults are buried in their phone? Next time you're at a family gathering, I urge you to look, see. How often are people on their phone? Are you guys engaging with one another, or is everyone buried in their screen? Life is way too short to be stuck to that screen. Go out and live it with the people and the things that truly matter. I know I plan to monitor my habits more so my relationships will not suffer. If you or someone you know is suffering from social media addiction, please reach out for help. While we all might not need professional help to help this matter, don't be embarrassed to seek it if you should.